Imaging finding a rare coin so rare it could pay off your house today, we're diving into 10 of the most valuable US coins ever found. Real coins worth hundreds and even millions of dollars or more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next rare find. Let's start this.
What if a single coin, something most people ignore or toss into a jar, could quietly hold the power to change your financial direction? Today, we're diving deep into the story of the United States 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that many Americans have handled, but very few have truly understood. And if you're between 30 and 65, sitting on jars of old coins, inherited collections, or forgotten rolls from decades ago, this message is especially for you. Let's start with the basics. In 1981, the United States was producing the iconic Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. By this time, the coin had already become one of the most recognized pieces of currency in the country. These pennies were struck at multiple mints, including United States Mint facilities in Philadelphia and Denver. The 1981 penny with no mint mark was struck in Philadelphia, and that missing mint mark is not an accident. For Philadelphia cents at that time, no mint mark was standard. But here's where it gets interesting: not all 1981 no mint mark pennies are the same. 1981 was a transitional year. The mint was experimenting with metal compositions. Some cents were struck in the traditional bronze alloy of 95% copper. Others were test strikes and experimental pieces leading into the copper-plated zinc transition of 1982. That means weight matters. Composition matters. Errors matter. And condition matters even more. Now pause for a second. Have you ever actually weighed your pennies? Or are they just sitting in a jar collecting dust? What if one of them is heavier than the rest? What if it has a subtle doubling in the lettering? What if the date looks slightly off? These tiny details are where ordinary becomes extraordinary. In Act 1 of our story, imagine a man in his late 40s cleaning out his father's garage. He finds a dusty coffee can filled with old coins. He almost donates it. Almost. But curiosity wins. He starts looking closely. Among hundreds of common pennies, one 1981 no-mint mark coin stands out. It feels slightly heavier. The strike looks unusually sharp. He decides to have it evaluated. That single decision shifts everything. Here's the truth. Certain 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln cents with errors have commanded impressive premiums in today's market. We're talking about coins graded in high mint state condition, especially MS 66 and above. We're talking about dramatic off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and rare transitional metal errors. In pristine, high-grade condition, the current maximum market value for a top example can reach thousands of dollars. And yes, serious collectors are actively searching for high-grade 1981 bronze cents and dramatic mint errors right now. Let me ask you something. How many times have you thought, how to sell old rare coins? Or how to sell old and rare coins in USA and its value in auction shop? Maybe you've wondered, how to make money from coins without being taken advantage of. Or even dreamed quietly, from pocket changes to millions, is that actually possible? These aren't foolish questions. They're smart questions. They're the questions of someone ready to pay attention. Act 2 is about discovery and tension. When you realize that condition is king, everything changes. A 1981 no-mint mark penny in circulated condition may only be worth face value. But in superb, uncirculated condition with blazing red luster and no visible wear, the value rises dramatically. Add a verified mint error, and the demand can surge. Collectors crave perfection. They crave rarity. They crave certified authenticity. Certification is critical. Professional grading services authenticate and encapsulate coins, protecting both you and the buyer. In the auction world, a certified high-grade coin attracts serious bidders. And auctions are where competition drives prices upward. When two collectors both need that specific coin to complete their set, emotion takes over. Bids climb. That is where maximum dollar results happen, but here's the emotional trigger you must understand. Every day, valuable coins are spent unknowingly. Every day, rare pieces are dumped into Coinstar machines. Every day, opportunity slips through someone's fingers. The fear isn't imaginary. It's real. And it's preventable. So what should you do right now? First, slow down. Gather your pennies dated 1981 with no mint mark. Separate them carefully. Look for coins with strong, sharp details, bright red surfaces, and minimal contact marks. Weigh them if possible. Bronze cents should weigh about 3.11 grams. Anything significantly different deserves closer inspection. Examine the lettering in Liberty and In God We Trust. Look at the date. Is there doubling? Is the strike unusually strong? Is the coin off-center or clipped? And let's reset attention for a second. If you've ever said, "It's just a penny," that sentence alone could be costing you thousands. Imagine explaining to your spouse that the penny you gave to the cashier last week might have paid for a vacation. Not a great feeling, right? Now Act 3 is about action and empowerment. You are not just a passive coin holder. You are potentially a strategic seller. The difference between getting 1 cent and getting serious money often comes down to knowledge and timing. The coin market moves in cycles. Demand for high-grade Lincoln cents remains strong because they are affordable entry points for collectors building complete sets. The 1981 issues are especially interesting because of the composition transition era leading into 1982. If you're asking, how to selling coins the right way, here's the empowering truth. Research recent auction results for certified 1981 no mint mark error cents. Study realized prices, not just asking prices. Consider reputable auction houses or established coin dealers with transparent fee structures. Never rush into the first offer if you suspect your coin is special. Competition creates value, and if you're wondering how to make money from coins consistently, think long-term. Learn grading basics. Understand population reports. Recognize that rarity and high grade is often more powerful than sheer mintage numbers. Millions of 1981 pennies were produced, yes. But how many survive in flawless condition? How many survive with dramatic, eye-catching errors? That's where scarcity lives. Picture this. You walk into an auction preview holding a certified MS 67 red 1981 no mint mark Lincoln cent with a striking mint error. The room is filled with serious collectors. The bidding opens. Hands rise. Online bids come in. The number climbs. Your once overlooked penny transforms into a serious financial asset. That is not fantasy. That is how the rare coin market works at its highest level. Let's connect this back to you. You want security. You want opportunity. You want the possibility of turning forgotten change into meaningful wealth. You're not chasing hype. You're pursuing informed opportunity. The 1981 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny represents more than copper and zinc. It represents awareness. It represents the discipline to look closer when others don't. Ask yourself tonight, do I really know what's sitting in my coin jar? Have I checked the dates carefully? Have I explored auction values? Have I learned how to sell old rare coins strategically instead of impulsively? Because the difference between ordinary and extraordinary often comes down to attention, the demand for high-grade, certified Lincoln cents remains strong. The maximum market value for the finest known examples with standout errors continues to reflect collector competition and historical interest. And while not every 1981 no mint mark penny will make you wealthy, the few that are exceptional can command serious money in today's market. So here's your call to action. Don't underestimate the small. Don't ignore the ordinary. Start examining your coins with purpose. Seek professional evaluation for anything that looks unusual or exceptionally preserved. Educate yourself on auction dynamics. And most importantly, act before opportunity slips away. Imagine reaching into a dusty jar of old pocket change tonight and pulling out a single penny, a simple copper coin that most people would ignore, and discovering it could be worth thousands of dollars. What if that coin was sitting in your drawer for decades? What if the wealth you've been chasing has been quietly waiting in your own home? Today we're diving into the powerful story of the 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has surprised collectors across America and continues to command serious money in today's market. Picture the year 1971. The United States was going through social change, economic shifts, and historic moments. In the middle of it all, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia struck millions of 1971 Lincoln cents. These coins carried no mint mark, which was standard for Philadelphia at the time. On the front, you see the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909. On the back, the Lincoln Memorial design stands strong and proud. At first glance, this coin seems ordinary. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 1971 no-mint mark pennies are equal. Some of them were struck with errors. Some were preserved in pristine, almost untouched condition. And some have grading levels that place them among the finest known examples in existence. Those are the coins that change lives. Let me ask you something. How many times have you walked past a penny on the ground? How many times have you handed one over without even looking at the date? What if that casual moment cost someone thousands of dollars? The 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln cent was produced in the hundreds of millions at the Philadelphia Mint. That sounds common, right? And it is. In circulated condition, most of these coins are worth face value or just a few cents. But here's where excitement builds. In uncirculated condition, especially graded at the highest mint state levels like MS-66, MS-67, and beyond, the value can skyrocket. Collectors compete aggressively for top population coins. Why? Because perfection is rare. Now add errors into the equation. Off-center strikes. Double dies. Clipped planchets. Broad strikes. These minting mistakes were never meant to leave the facility, yet some slipped into circulation. When you combine a no-mint mark Philadelphia issue with a dramatic error and exceptional condition, you create demand. And demand drives price. Recent auction records show that high-grade 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln cents have sold for thousands of dollars, with the maximum known auction results reaching into the five-figure range for the finest examples. Yes, a single penny crossing the auction block for over $10,000. That's not hype. That's documented collector behavior in competitive bidding environments. Think about that for a moment. A coin originally worth 1 cent, becoming worth more than a used car, or even a down payment on a house, and here's the emotional twist. Most people still don't check their coins. That's where you come in. If you're between 30 and 65, living in the United States, maybe thinking about retirement, maybe wanting to upgrade your lifestyle, maybe simply wanting financial breathing room, this is your wake-up call. Coins are not just metal. They are historical assets. They are tangible wealth. And sometimes, they are hidden opportunity. So how do you know if your 1971 no-mint mark penny is valuable? First, check the date carefully. Make sure it reads 1971 and that there is no mint mark under the date. Remember, Philadelphia coins of that year had no mint mark. That part alone does not make it rare. Condition is everything. Does the coin still have its original mint luster? Are Lincoln's cheek and jawline sharp and detailed? Is the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse crisp and fully defined? Then examine for errors. Look closely at the lettering. Do you see doubling in the words Liberty or I in God We Trust? Is the date slightly doubled? Is the coin struck off center? Even a small shift can dramatically increase desirability. Use a magnifying glass. Take your time. This is treasure hunting in your own home. Now let's talk about urgency. The coin market moves in cycles. When demand spikes, prices rise. When registry collectors compete for the finest graded examples, records are broken. The highest grade coins are limited. Once they are locked into major collections, they rarely reappear. That means if you discover one, you are holding leverage. But how do you sell old rare coins? How do you make money from coins? How do you turn pocket change into serious cash? Start with authentication. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin's authenticity and assign a grade. This is crucial because buyers pay premiums for third-party graded coins. A raw coin might sell for hundreds. The same coin in a certified high-grade holder could sell for thousands. Next, research recent auction results. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers regularly sell high-grade Lincoln cents. Study what similar coins have sold for. Knowledge gives you negotiating power, then choose your selling path. You can consign to a reputable auction house, where competitive bidding may push the price higher. You can approach established coin dealers, especially those who specialize in Lincoln cents. You can even explore online marketplaces, though for high-value coins, professional channels are often safer and more profitable. Ask yourself this. Are you sitting on coins inherited from parents or grandparents? Have you ever searched those old rolls from the bank? Have you checked the coins stored in your safe or attic box? What if your next vacation, your next investment, your next financial breakthrough, is hiding in a penny jar? Let's interrupt this for a second with a reality check. If you're thinking, it's just a penny, that's exactly what thousands of people thought before rare coins shattered expectations at auction. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary often comes down to condition and awareness. The beauty of the 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is that it is still accessible. It's not a 19th century rarity locked away in museums. It circulated. It passed through grocery stores, gas stations, and diners. That accessibility means opportunity still exists, and here's where fear becomes motivation. Every year, valuable coins are unknowingly spent. They disappear back into circulation. They get damaged. They lose value due to improper storage. The window of pristine examples narrows over time. The longer you wait, the fewer top-condition coins remain, but fear alone isn't the message. Opportunity is. Imagine holding a graded MS-67 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, knowing it ranks among the finest known. Imagine watching bidders compete for it. Imagine the final hammer price exceeding expectations. That excitement is real. That possibility is real, from pocket change to powerful asset. From overlooked copper to auction spotlight. From ordinary to extraordinary. So tonight, open that drawer. Pull out those coins. Separate the 1971 pennies with no mint mark. Examine them under light. Protect them in holders. If you believe you have a high-grade or error example, consult a professional, because the truth is simple. Wealth is not always about chasing the next trend. Sometimes it's about recognizing value in what already exists. The 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny represents more than a coin. It represents awareness. It represents opportunity. It represents the idea that even the smallest denomination can hold unexpected power, and I want to leave you with this question. If a single penny can be worth thousands at maximum auction levels today, how many other opportunities have you overlooked? The market continues to reward quality. Collectors continue to seek the finest examples. Demand remains strong for exceptional condition coins. The maximum recorded auction prices for top-graded 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln cents have reached into the tens of thousands of dollars in today's competitive environment. 1 cent, transformed into a five-figure asset. So take action. Learn how to sell old and rare coins in the USA. Connect with trusted dealers. Use major auction platforms. Get your coins graded. Study the market. And most importantly, start looking. What if the next time you reach into that dusty jar of change, you're not grabbing a penny, you're grabbing possibility? Today we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1975 mint mark Lincoln cent, a coin that most Americans overlook, yet in rare error forms can command astonishing money in today's market. This is not just about a penny. This is about opportunity. This is about awareness. This is about how ordinary people, just like you, have turned overlooked coins into serious cash. And if you're between 30 and 65, living in the United States, wondering how to sell old rare coins, how to make money from coins, or how to turn pocket change into something life-changing. Stay with me. Act 1 begins in 1975. America was navigating economic shifts. Inflation was rising. Gas prices were climbing. Yet billions of pennies were being struck at the Denver Mint that year, each stamped with a small but powerful D mint mark. The design was familiar, the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. To most people, these coins blended into everyday life. They jingled in pockets, filled piggy banks, slid across grocery counters, but here's the twist. Not every 1975 D Lincoln cent left the mint perfect, and in coin collecting, imperfection can mean value. Some of these coins were struck with dramatic mint errors, doubled dies that create noticeable doubling in the lettering, off-center strikes where the design is shifted, clipped planchets with curved missing sections, and even rare transitional metal anomalies. Imagine holding a coin where the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" appear slightly doubled. To the untrained eye, it might look like a minor blur. To a serious collector, it can mean serious money. Now pause for a second. When was the last time you actually examined the pennies in your house? Not glanced at them. Examine them. That's the pattern interrupt most people never experience, because the majority assume pennies are worthless. They toss them in jars. They leave them in car cup holders. They forget them in drawers. But collectors, especially those hunting high-grade 1975 D error cents, are actively searching the market right now. Let's talk about condition. A regular circulated 1975 D Lincoln cent is common. But a coin graded mint state 65, 66, or even higher by respected grading services can bring dramatically higher prices. Combine high grade with a strong visible mint error, and you move into an entirely different financial category. This is where Act 2 begins, awareness turning into urgency. Right now, there is strong demand in the auction world for quality error coins from the 1970s. Why? Because serious collectors who grew up in that era now have disposable income. They are completing registry sets. They want pristine examples. They want standout error pieces. And they are willing to compete. Competition drives prices. When two determined bidders lock eyes on the same rare 1975 D error cent at auction, the numbers climb. And they climb fast. The current market maximum dollar for exceptional high-grade, major error examples has reached into the thousands of dollars depending on the severity and rarity of the error and certification. That's not speculation, that's demand meeting scarcity. So now you're probably thinking, how do I sell old rare coins? How do I know if my 1975 D penny is valuable? How do I make money from coins instead of just collecting dust? First, you inspect carefully. Use magnification. Look for doubling in the date and lettering. Look for misalignment. Look for unusual weight or metal color. Then you verify authenticity. Professional grading is essential for maximizing value. Buyers pay premiums for coins authenticated and graded by recognized services because it removes uncertainty. Here's a question for you. Would you pay top dollar for a coin that might be real, or one that is guaranteed and graded? Exactly. If you want maximum dollar in today's market, certification matters. Now let's talk about selling coins in the USA. Where should you sell? Local coin shops can offer immediate payment. Auctions, especially national auction houses, can create bidding wars. Online platforms expose your coin to thousands of buyers. The key is positioning. A rare 1975 D error cent marketed properly is not just a penny. It becomes a story. A scarce mint anomaly from a pivotal economic decade. A gem preserved for 50 years, and story increases value, but here's where urgency comes in. Markets move in cycles. Demand is strong right now for quality error coins. Registry collectors are competing. Investors are diversifying into tangible assets. Waiting years without strategy could mean missing peak interest. Let me ask you something bold. If a coin worth thousands was sitting in your home, would you want to know today, or 10 years from now, this is how pocket change turns into financial leverage. Act 3 is transformation. Imagine discovering that one carefully preserved 1975 error cent in your collection qualifies for high-grade certification. Imagine watching it cross the auction block. The bids rise. Your heart pounds. The final hammer falls at a price far beyond face value. That is the power of knowledge combined with action. From pocket changes to millions is not fantasy, it's strategy multiplied over time. One valuable coin leads to reinvestment. Reinvestment leads to expansion. Expansion leads to wealth building. Many serious collectors and dealers started with a single find. A single decision to look closer, and here's another pattern interrupt for you. Think about this. People spend more time researching a television purchase than evaluating the coins they already own. Isn't that ironic? You don't need luck. You need awareness, discipline, and decisive action. That if you're asking how to sell old and rare coins in USA and understand their value in auction shops, the answer is preparation. Organize your coins. Separate by mint mark and year. Protect them properly. Seek grading for promising pieces. Compare recent auction results. Negotiate confidently. Serious buyers respect informed sellers. Fear keeps people from acting. They worry they don't know enough. They worry about making mistakes. But here's the truth, doing nothing guarantees zero return. Taking informed action opens the door to opportunity. Excitement fuels momentum. The thrill of discovery. The hunt. The possibility that something small could carry significant value. Urgency drives results. Markets reward those who move strategically. The 1975 Lincoln cent may look ordinary. But in the world of error coins and high-grade preservation, ordinary transforms into extraordinary. And your next step could begin tonight, simply by checking your change.so. Ask yourself, are you ready to unlock hidden value? Are you ready to learn how to make money from coins instead of ignoring them? Are you ready to turn overlooked cents into serious dollars? What if that ordinary-looking coin sitting in a jar in your kitchen, buried in your desk drawer, or hiding in your change from the grocery store could actually be a rare treasure? Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1979 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that many Americans overlook, but a small number of sharp-eyed collectors are turning into serious money. And here's the real question that should grab your attention right now. Are you absolutely sure you've never spent one of these rare error coins without even knowing it? Because that's the fear most people live with once they discover what these coins can be worth. They realize they may have let small fortunes slip through their fingers. Let's travel back to 1979. The United States economy was shifting, inflation was rising, and millions upon millions of pennies were struck at the Denver Mint. The 1979 Lincoln cent, featuring the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, looked completely ordinary. It was part of everyday life. It passed through gas stations, grocery stores, vending machines, and piggy banks across America, but here's where the story changes. Not all 1979 pennies are created equal. Within those massive mintages, a handful of coins were struck with significant mint errors. And in the world of coin collecting, errors are not mistakes, they are opportunities. They are rare, unexpected deviations that transform a 1-cent coin into a high-demand collectible that serious buyers compete for. Now pause for a second and ask yourself, when was the last time you truly examined your pocket change under a bright light? Some 1979 pennies have been discovered with dramatic off-center strikes. Imagine Lincoln's portrait shifted to the side, with part of the design missing. To the untrained eye, it may look damaged. But to a collector, that's excitement. That's scarcity. That's value. Others have been found with double die errors, where the lettering or numbers appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. Look closely at the date. Look at the word liberty. Look at "In God We Trust." Do you see shadow-like doubling? That subtle detail can mean the difference between 1 cent and hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars, and here's something that resets your attention. Think about this. Most people will spend more time researching a new television than they will checking a coin that could be worth more than that television. Isn't that ironic? The 1979 D penny was struck in a copper composition before the major 1982 transition to zinc-based cents. That alone makes these earlier coins heavier and more desirable to certain collectors. When you combine that with a mint error and high-grade preservation, you enter a completely different level of the market. Condition is everything. A heavily circulated coin with scratches and wear will never command the same attention as a sharply struck example in uncirculated or mint state condition. When a 1979 D-error penny is graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC and receives a high mint state grade, its demand increases dramatically. Collectors compete. Auctions heat up. Bidding wars begin, and this is where excitement replaces doubt. There have been examples of rare 1979 D-error cents selling for hundreds and even thousands of dollars depending on the type and severity of the error and the grade. The current maximum market values for exceptional, high-grade error examples can reach into the thousands of dollars in strong auction environments. Yes, thousands of dollars, for a coin most people would ignore. Now imagine this. What if you found one this week? What would you do? How would you sell old rare coins? How do you sell coins safely? How do you make money from coins without getting cheated? How do you turn pocket change into real wealth? Let's talk about that because this is where many people either step into opportunity, or lose it. First, knowledge protects you. Before selling any 1979 D-error penny, you need authentication and grading. Professional grading companies provide legitimacy. They confirm the error, assign a condition grade, and encapsulate the coin. That small plastic holder can multiply trust in the marketplace. And trust multiplies bids. Second, choose the right selling platform. Major auction houses that specialize in rare coins attract serious collectors with serious budgets. Heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections are known venues where rare error coins often perform strongly. When demand meets visibility, prices rise. Third, timing matters. When the coin market is strong and collectors are aggressively building Lincoln cent sets, rare error coins can achieve premium results. The 1979 D penny is part of a long-running, beloved American series. Lincoln cents are one of the most widely collected coins in the United States. That built-in demand creates competition, but here's the urgency: coins are discovered every day. The sooner you check your collection, the sooner you position yourself ahead of the crowd. Waiting means risking that you overlook something valuable. Waiting means possibly spending a rare error coin without realizing it. Have you checked your old jars? Have you looked at inherited coin collections from parents or grandparents? Have you searched through rolls from the bank? How to sell old and rare coins in the USA and its value in auction shop environments depends entirely on whether you first recognize what you have. Now let's connect the deeper emotional thread. For many people between 30 and 65, coins are not just metal. They are memories. They are pieces of American history. They are reminders of childhood allowances, paper routes, and family traditions. But what if those memories also carried financial power, from pocket change to thousands of dollars? That transformation is not fantasy. It happens when rarity meets awareness, and let's address the dream directly. Can coins make you a millionaire overnight? In rare cases with extremely rare coins, fortunes have been built. But even if your 1979 D-error penny sells for hundreds or thousands, that's still life-enhancing money found in something most people ignore. Picture this scenario. You discover a sharp 1979 D penny with a strong double die. You send it for grading. It returns with a high mint state designation. You consign it to a reputable auction. Two determined collectors begin bidding. The price climbs. Your heart races. And suddenly, that 1-cent coin becomes a significant check in your name. Excitement. Validation. Reward for paying attention. So how do you start today? Take a magnifying glass. Use good lighting. Examine every 1979 D penny you can find. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or unusual thickness. Weigh the coin. A standard pre-1982 copper cent weighs about 3.11 grams. Variations can indicate something unusual, and don't forget condition. Store coins carefully. Avoid cleaning them. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Let professionals handle authentication. The market for rare error coins remains strong because collectors crave uniqueness. Every error coin tells a story of the moment something unexpected happened at the mint. That unpredictability is what fuels demand. Now I want to ask you something important. What if the opportunity you've been searching for isn't in the stock market or a risky business venture, but in the coins you already own? What if wealth isn't about chasing the next big thing, but recognizing the hidden value in what others overlook? The 1979 D. Lincoln penny might look small. It might feel insignificant. But in the right condition, with the right error, at the right time, it can command impressive money in today's market. And here's the final connection: the people who profit from coins are not the lucky ones. They are the informed ones. They are the ones who take action. They are the ones who check their change, research their coins, and move with urgency when opportunity appears. So tonight, before you relax, open that drawer. Check that jar. Look at every 1979 D penny with fresh eyes. Because the difference between 1 cent and thousands of dollars is often just knowledge. Imagine reaching into your pocket tonight, pulling out a simple penny, and realizing it could be worth thousands of dollars. Not a lottery ticket. Not a risky investment. Just a single coin you almost handed to a cashier without thinking. What if I told you that the 1985 D Mint marked Lincoln 1 cent penny could be hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to recognize its true value? Most people see a penny and think 1 cent. But serious collectors and smart sellers know better. They know that certain coins carry errors, rare conditions, and demand that can transform ordinary pocket change into serious money. And if you're between 30 and 65, thinking about retirement, financial freedom, or simply upgrading your lifestyle, this is not just a hobby story. This is an opportunity story. Let's talk about the 1985 D Lincoln penny struck at the Denver Mint. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, first introduced in 1909, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. By 1985, the coin was composed mostly of zinc with a thin copper plating, a change that had started in 1982. Millions were produced. So why would any of them be worth big money? Here is where the excitement begins. Errors. Mint errors are the heartbeat of coin value in modern circulation coins. When something goes wrong during production, when the die shifts, when a planchet is flawed, when a strike is doubled, that mistake becomes a rare collectible. And rarity drives demand. Demand drives price. Price creates opportunity. One of the most sought-after possibilities in the 1985 D Lincoln Cent is the double die variety. Imagine looking closely at the date or the lettering and seeing a clear doubling effect. Not blurry. Not damage. True mechanical doubling created during the die-making process. When authenticated, these coins can command strong premiums in the collector market. Then there are off-center strikes. Picture Lincoln slightly shifted to one side, part of the design missing because the blank was misaligned. It looks dramatic. It looks wrong. And collectors love that. The more dramatic the off-center strike, while still showing the full date and mint mark, the higher the demand. And what about die cracks or cut errors? Raised lines or blobs of metal caused by damaged dies can transform a common coin into a conversation piece. You might think, that looks like damage. But in the right context, it's a mint-made error. And that difference can mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually checked the pennies in your change? When was the last time you looked at the 1985 D Mint mark under a magnifying glass? What if the coin sitting in your kitchen drawer right now is worth far more than 1 cent? Now here's the part many people overlook: condition. A 1985 D penny in circulated condition is usually worth face value. But in high mint state grades, especially graded MS 67 or higher by respected services, values can jump dramatically. Perfectly preserved coins with sharp luster and no visible marks are scarce. And scarcity means leverage. Think about this. Billions of pennies have been spent, scratched, dropped, and damaged. But only a tiny fraction survive in pristine condition. Those are the coins serious collectors chase. Those are the coins auction houses highlight. Those are the coins that create bidding wars, and yes, the current market shows that the maximum dollar potential for a top-grade or significant error 1985 D Lincoln cent can reach into the thousands of dollars depending on rarity and certification. That's not hype. That's the power of condition plus error plus demand. Now let's reset for a second. If you're thinking, come on, it's just a penny, you're not alone. That's what makes this opportunity so powerful. Because most people ignore pennies. They toss them in jars. They leave them in cars. They underestimate them. And underestimation is where smart sellers win.so. How do you sell old rare coins? How do you turn pocket change into serious money? How do you make money from coins in the United States? First, you educate yourself. Knowledge is leverage. You learn to identify mint marks like the small d under the date for Denver. You learn to recognize real mint errors versus post-mint damage. You understand grading basics. This knowledge protects you from underselling and from being misled. Second, authentication matters. Reputable grading companies like Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company authenticate and encapsulate coins, giving buyers confidence. A certified 1985 D error coin commands far more trust in the marketplace than a raw coin in a plastic flip. Third, you choose the right selling platform. Auction houses, coin shops, online marketplaces, and coin shows each have different advantages. Auction environments can create competitive bidding, especially when a coin is rare and in high demand. Local coin shops offer convenience but may pay wholesale. Online platforms reach national audiences. The key is strategy. Have you ever wondered how some people turn collections into five-figure payouts? It starts with recognizing that coins are assets. They are tangible pieces of American history backed by a collector base that spans generations. Let's talk urgency. The coin market moves in cycles. Demand for error coins and high-grade modern issues has grown as more collectors enter the hobby and as social media and video platforms increase awareness. The longer you wait to check your coins, the longer potential value sits idle, and let's be honest. If you found out tomorrow that a penny you spent last year could have paid for a vacation, how would that feel? Regret is powerful. But action is more powerful. The 1985 D Lincoln cent represents something bigger than itself. It represents overlooked value. It represents the idea that wealth can hide in small places. From pocket change to meaningful money, the journey begins with attention. Now imagine this scenario. You search through a roll of pennies from your bank. You spot a 1985 D. You notice something unusual in the lettering. You compare it with verified double-die images. Your heart rate increases. You send it for grading. Weeks later, it returns authenticated as a significant error in high mint state condition. Suddenly, what cost you 50 cents in a roll is now worth thousands. That's not fantasy. That's how discoveries happen, and here's the beautiful connection tying everything together. The same discipline required to build wealth in business or investments applies here. Awareness. Patience. Action. The people who profit from coins are not lucky. They are observant. So ask yourself again. How to sell old and rare coins in the USA. How to make money from coins. How to evaluate the value in an auction shop. It begins with recognizing that even a 1985 D Lincoln penny can be more than copper and zinc. It can be opportunity. The demand is real. Collectors actively search for high-grade examples and dramatic errors. Auction archives show strong realized prices for exceptional pieces. The market rewards quality. And quality can still be found in circulation, in old jars, in inherited collections. You don't need to be a millionaire to start. You need curiosity. You need a magnifier. You need the willingness to look at what others ignore, because the truth is simple. Wealth often hides in plain sight. And sometimes, it's stamped with a small d under the year 1985.so. Tonight, before you dismiss that penny as worthless, pause. Examine it. Question it. Could this be the coin that changes your perspective? Could this be the beginning of turning overlooked change into meaningful returns? Imagine reaching into your pocket for a handful of change, and pulling out a coin that could quietly be worth thousands of dollars. Not a lottery ticket. Not a risky investment. Just a simple penny. And not just any penny, but the 1992 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. Yes, the small copper coin that most people ignore could be a powerful key to unlocking serious money. Today, we're diving deep into the story, the errors, the market demand, and the maximum current value of this fascinating coin. If you are between 30 and 65, living in the United States, holding on to jars of old change, family coin albums, or inherited collections, this could be your moment. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could change the way you look at every penny forever. The coin we're talking about is the 1992 D Lincoln cent from the Denver Mint. It features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909. By 1992, the Lincoln cent had already become one of the most recognized coins in American history. But something unusual happened that year. A subtle design variation appeared on a small number of coins struck at the Denver facility. And that tiny detail created one of the most sought-after modern penny errors in the United States. Before we go further, let me ask you something. When was the last time you carefully examined the spacing between the letters on a coin? Did you ever look closely at the word America on the back of your penny? Or do you usually just spend it without a second thought? Most people do. And that's exactly why opportunity still exists. On the reverse of the 1992 D penny, look at the words United States of America. On the rare variety, the letters A and M in America are extremely close together, almost touching. This is known among collectors as the close AM variety. On most 1992 pennies, there is visible space between those letters. But on this rare version, the spacing is dramatically tighter. That small design difference is the trigger. That tiny gap, or lack of it, is where ordinary change transforms into extraordinary value. Now picture this. Millions of 1992 D pennies were struck. Most are worth just 1 cent. But a very small number escaped with this rare close AM reverse design, believed to have been accidentally used from a proof die. That error turned an everyday coin into a collector's prize. This is not ancient history. This is modern. Which means some of these coins may still be out there. In circulation. In jars. In desk drawers. In your home. Exciting, right? But also a little nerve-wracking. Because what if you already had one and spent it? What if it's sitting in a coin roll you never checked? That mix of excitement and fear is powerful. It pushes action. And action is exactly what creates wealth in the coin world. The current market for the 1992 D close AM Lincoln cent remains strong. High-grade authenticated examples have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at major auctions. Serious collectors understand the rarity and the story behind this error. Demand is driven by registry-set competition, rarity rankings, and the prestige of owning one of the key modern Lincoln cent varieties. The maximum dollar realized for a top-condition specimen has reached into the tens of thousands, depending on grade and eye appeal. And when competition heats up at auction, prices can surge dramatically. Let's pause for a second. If someone offered you a chance to turn a single penny into the equivalent of a luxury vacation, a new car down payment, or a serious investment boost, would you ignore it? Of course not. So why ignore your pocket change? Now here's where the story deepens. Act 2 is about awareness and preparation. Because finding the coin is only the beginning. The real transformation happens when you know how to sell old rare coins properly. How do you sell old rare coins in the USA and get maximum value in an auction shop? How do you avoid underselling? How do you make money from coins instead of letting dealers make all the profit? First, authentication is everything. If you believe you have a 1992 D-Close AM penny, never clean it. Never polish it. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Instead, submit it to a respected third-party grading service for authentication and grading. A certified coin carries credibility. And credibility attracts serious buyers. Second, understand the power of auctions. Major coin auction houses create competitive bidding environments. That competition is what drives prices to maximum dollar levels. When 2 or 3 collectors desperately want the same rare penny for their high-ranking sets, the final hammer price can exceed expectations. This is where urgency and demand collide, but maybe you're wondering, how do I even start selling coins? Where do I find the right auction? How do I protect myself? The answer is research and strategic positioning. Study recent auction results. Look at graded examples similar to yours. Understand the condition scale. Knowledge is leverage. And leverage creates confidence. Here's a quick pattern interrupt for you. Be honest. How many pennies are sitting in your car cup holder right now? 5? 10? 20? Imagine telling your spouse, "Honey, I'm checking the cup holder because we might be sitting on a small fortune." It sounds funny, but it's real. Fortunes have started with less, now let's connect the dots. The rarity of the 1992 D-Close AM penny creates scarcity. Scarcity fuels demand. Demand drives auction competition. Competition pushes prices toward maximum dollar levels. And that cycle is powered by collectors who refuse to miss out. Fear of missing out is not just a marketing phrase. It's a real economic driver in the rare coin market. Act 3 is about transformation. From pocket change to potential wealth. From overlooked coins to strategic assets. From uncertainty to action. That if you're serious about building wealth through coins, start with awareness. Examine every 1992 penny with a Denver mint mark. Use magnification. Compare the spacing of the A and M in America. Train your eye. Turn it into a habit. Every roll of pennies becomes a possibility. Every inherited jar becomes an opportunity, and ask yourself these powerful questions. How many rare coins have already passed through my hands? How many valuable errors are hiding in plain sight? What if my next coin roll search reveals a life-changing discovery? How do I position myself to sell old and rare coins for maximum value instead of average value? Am I ready to move from curiosity to action? The truth is, the coin market rewards those who pay attention. It rewards patience. It rewards knowledge. And it rewards boldness when it's time to sell. The 1992 D. Lincoln Close AM penny is proof that modern coins can carry extraordinary premiums. You don't need a 100-year-old gold coin to make serious money. Sometimes you just need the right penny at the right time in the right condition, and remember this. The people who profit the most are not always the experts. They are often the ones who decided to look closer. Who refused to dismiss small change as worthless. Who understood that wealth can hide in ordinary places. So tonight, before you relax, before you scroll endlessly on your phone, grab a magnifying glass. Pull out your pennies. Check every 1992 D mint mark. Look closely at America. Feel that sense of possibility. Because somewhere in this country, someone is going to discover the next valuable Close AM penny. The question is, will it be you? From pocket change to millions, the journey begins with attention. From curiosity to cash, it begins with one decision. And that decision is simple. Start looking. Start learning. Start acting. The 1992 D. Lincoln 1-cent error coin stands as a reminder that opportunity is not always loud. Sometimes, it's quiet. Copper-colored. And waiting in your hand. What if that small copper-plated disc could be your stepping stone from ordinary pocket change to serious money? Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating modern coins in American history, the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, and the powerful coin errors that can turn this everyday penny into a high-demand collector's treasure with maximum market value in today's auction world. Picture this. It's 2001. America is stepping into a new millennium. The economy is shifting, technology is rising, and billions of pennies are rolling out of the United States Mint. Among them are ordinary circulation coins struck in Philadelphia, and when struck there, most 2001 pennies carry no mint mark at all. That no mint mark simply means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Completely normal. Completely common. Or is it? Here's where the story changes, because within massive production numbers, mistakes happen. And in the coin world, mistakes are not flaws. They are opportunity. They are leverage. They are profit. The 2001 Lincoln Cent features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse. At first glance, nothing extraordinary. But seasoned collectors know the truth. The real money hides in the details. The microscopic differences. The errors that most people overlook and spend without a second thought. Have you ever really looked at your pennies under magnification? Or are you letting small fortunes slip through your fingers every single day? Let's talk about what transforms a 2001 no mint mark penny from face value to maximum dollar potential in the current market point. One of the most powerful value drivers is the double die error. This happens when the coin's design is impressed twice slightly offset, creating visible doubling in the lettering or numbers. On some 2001 pennies, collectors have discovered noticeable doubling in Liberty, the date, and even in God We Trust. To the untrained eye, it may look like a shadow. To a trained collector, it looks like opportunity, and here's the exciting part. Strong double die examples in high mint state grades can command hundreds, and in rare premium cases, thousands, of dollars depending on condition and certification. Yes, thousands for a 1-cent coin. Now let me ask you something important. When was the last time you checked the word Liberty on your penny? Are you absolutely sure you're not holding one of these error coins right now? Another high-value error is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank planchet isn't properly aligned during striking, leaving part of the design missing and part blank. A dramatic off-center 2001 penny, especially one that still shows the full date, can command serious money in auctions. Collectors love bold errors. The more dramatic, the better. Then there are broad strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. A dramatic die crack running across Lincoln's portrait can transform a common coin into a sought-after collectible. These pieces tell a story. They represent a moment in minting history when machinery shifted, pressure changed, or alignment slipped, and here's something many people don't realize. Condition multiplies value. A 2001 no mint mark penny graded MS 67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can command astonishing premiums even without major errors. Why? Because perfect modern coins are harder to find than most people think. Circulation destroys quality fast. Scratches, nicks, dull luster, they all erase potential profit. So let me interrupt you for a second. Are your pennies tossed into jars, rubbing against each other? Because if they are, you could be rubbing away dollars without even knowing it. Now let's move into the emotional reality. You're between 30 and 65. You've worked hard. You understand value. You understand opportunity. And you understand that wealth often hides in places others ignore. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby. For many Americans, it has become a strategic way to convert knowledge into money. The fear is simple. What if you already spent a valuable error coin? What if that double die penny paid for a cup of coffee? That thought alone should make you pause the next time you receive change, but here's the excitement. It's not too late. Every single day, 2001 pennies are still circulating. Every single day, people overlook errors. And every single day, educated collectors quietly profit. So how do you sell old rare coins? How do you start selling coins the right way? How do you make money from coins instead of just collecting them? First, you must identify correctly. Authentication is power. If you suspect a double die or major error, compare your coin with verified examples. Use magnification. Study trusted auction archives. Knowledge separates amateurs from earners. Second, consider professional grading. Certified coins sell for significantly higher prices because buyers trust third-party authentication. In today's auction market, certification creates confidence, and confidence drives higher bids. Third, choose your selling platform wisely. Major auction houses, reputable coin dealers, and trusted online marketplaces can all be profitable channels. But the key is positioning. Present your coin as rare. Present it as high demand. Present it as an opportunity collectors cannot ignore. Let me ask you directly. Are you pricing your coins like spare change? Or are you marketing them like hidden assets? Because there is a massive difference. The 2001 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent with strong error characteristics and high mint state grading can reach maximum dollar levels in competitive auctions. Serious collectors compete aggressively for the best examples. When two determined buyers want the same rare error coin, price becomes secondary. Desire takes over, and desire is what drives the market. Now imagine this scenario. You search through a box of old pennies inherited from a relative. You spot slight doubling. You send it for grading. Weeks later, the results confirm a strong double die in high mint state. Suddenly, what you thought was spare change becomes a four-figure asset. How would that feel? From pocket change to serious money. From overlooked coin to auction spotlight. From ordinary to extraordinary. This is not fantasy. This is the modern coin market, and here's the urgency. The more people learn about these opportunities, the faster the best examples disappear into private collections. High-grade error coins do not sit around forever. They get absorbed. Locked away. Held as long-term assets. Do you want to be the one who missed the wave? Or the one who recognized it early? The beauty of the 2001 no-mint Mark penny is accessibility. It's modern enough to still be found. It's common enough to search in rolls. Yet rare enough in top condition and error form to command maximum market value when the right piece surfaces. So how do you sell old and rare coins in the USA and understand their value in auction shops? You research recent realized prices. Not asking prices, realized prices. You analyze condition. You understand grading scales. You avoid cleaning your coins, because cleaning destroys value instantly. Yes, even light polishing can reduce a high-value coin to near face value. Quick reality check. If you're thinking of cleaning your coins to make them shiny, please stop. That shine could cost you thousands. Instead, handle coins by the edges. Store them safely. Protect potential profit. Everything connects here. Identification leads to authentication. Authentication leads to confidence. Confidence leads to competition. Competition leads to maximum dollar results, and that is how you make money from coins. Let me bring this full circle. The 2001 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent represents more than copper and zinc. It represents overlooked opportunity. It represents hidden value in everyday life. It represents the possibility that wealth doesn't always arrive in dramatic packages. Sometimes, it comes disguised as a penny. So tonight, when you empty your pockets, don't just drop those coins on the table. Examine them. Question them. Respect them. Imagine reaching into your pocket tonight, pulling out a simple penny, and realizing that the small copper coin you almost ignored could be worth far more than 1 cent. What if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 2002 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could carry hidden value because of a rare error? How many times have you passed over a coin without looking twice? How many opportunities have slipped quietly through your fingers? Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2002 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, the possibility of coin errors, and how everyday Americans are turning pocket change into serious money. This isn't just about a coin. This is about awareness. This is about opportunity. And for many collectors and sellers across the United States, this is about transforming overlooked metal into meaningful wealth. Let's begin with the foundation. The 2002 Lincoln 1-cent coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909. In 2002, pennies were struck at multiple mints, including the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Here's something important: since 1980, coins from the Philadelphia Mint have carried a P mint mark on most denominations, but not on the Lincoln cent. So when you see a 2002 penny with no mint mark, that usually means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. That's completely normal. Now here's where things get interesting. While a 2002 no mint mark penny is common in circulation, certain error varieties from that year are highly sought after. And this is where collectors lean forward in their chairs. What kind of errors are we talking about? Off-center strikes. Broad strikes. Double die errors. Die cracks. Clipped planchets. Struck-through errors. These are not myths. These are real minting mistakes that can dramatically increase a coin's value. Imagine a penny struck slightly off-center, with part of the design missing yet the date clearly visible. That visual imperfection can transform a 1-cent coin into a collectible treasure. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually examined your pennies under a magnifying glass? Have you checked the date carefully? Have you looked at the letters in Liberty or In God We Trust for doubling? Have you examined Lincoln's profile for unusual shifts or distortions? Because that is exactly where value hides. Act 1 of this journey is awareness. Most people see pennies as useless. They toss them into jars, leave them in car cup holders, or ignore them entirely. But collectors know that hidden among millions of ordinary coins, there are rare pieces waiting to be discovered. The 2002 no mint mark penny may be common in its standard form, but error coins from that year can sell for significant amounts depending on condition and rarity. Condition is everything. A heavily worn 2002 penny with no errors is typically worth face value. But an uncirculated example in pristine condition, graded MS65 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, can command a premium from collectors building registry sets. Now add a strong, visible mint error to that coin, and the value can multiply dramatically. Act 2 is discovery and urgency. Here's the emotional truth: opportunities do not wait. Coins are lost, damaged, spent, or forgotten every day. The longer you ignore your collection or your change jar, the greater the chance you miss something valuable. Think about it. What if a rare error penny has been sitting in your home for years? What if you unknowingly spent it at a gas station last week? And let's break the pattern for a second. If pennies were truly worthless, why are collectors buying rolls of them by the thousands? Why are coin dealers constantly searching bank boxes? Why are auction platforms filled with listings for rare Lincoln cents? Because knowledge separates the average spender from the strategic seller. So how do you make money from coins? How do you sell old rare coins in the USA? The first step is identification. Carefully inspect your 2002 no mint mark pennies. Use magnification. Compare them with verified error examples from trusted numismatic resources. Look for strong, clear anomalies, not minor scratches or damage, but genuine mint errors. Next comes authentication. Serious buyers want credibility. Submitting a potential high-value coin to a respected grading service can dramatically increase buyer confidence. Grading not only verifies authenticity but also assigns a condition score that directly impacts price. Then comes the marketplace. Where should you sell? Local coin shops can offer quick transactions. Major auction houses can expose rare coins to competitive bidding environments. Online marketplaces connect you to collectors nationwide. The key is understanding demand. Error coins with dramatic visual appeal often generate intense bidding interest, especially when professionally graded. Now let's address the biggest question many of you are thinking. Can a 2002 no mint mark Lincoln penny really be worth big money? In its standard form, it remains common. But high-grade certified examples and significant mint error varieties have sold for impressive amounts in today's market. The current maximum market value depends entirely on the severity of the error and the coin's condition. Exceptional pieces in pristine uncirculated grades with dramatic errors can reach into hundreds or even thousands of dollars when demand is strong. Read that again. Hundreds or thousands of dollars from a coin most people ignore, and this is where Act 3 begins, the transformation. This story is not just about a penny. It's about shifting your mindset from passive to proactive. From overlooking to observing. From spending to investing. Imagine turning your habit of checking change into a disciplined treasure hunt. Imagine educating yourself on varieties, minting processes, and grading standards. Imagine building a small but strategic coin inventory that grows in value over time. How do you sell old and rare coins in USA auction shops effectively? You present them professionally. Clear photos. Honest descriptions. Certified grades. You study recent sales to understand pricing trends. You don't rush blindly, you move strategically. And when the right buyer sees the right coin at the right time, strong demand can drive prices higher than you expect. Let me ask you directly. What if your next grocery store visit includes a hidden opportunity? What if the penny you receive in change tonight becomes tomorrow's unexpected windfall? What if your knowledge becomes your advantage? Fear of missing out is real. Excitement is real. Urgency is real. The coin market rewards those who pay attention. Every year, collectors rediscover overlooked varieties. Every year, auction records surprise the public. And every year, individuals who once ignored pennies begin to look at them differently, from pocket change to powerful potential. That's the journey to SO tonight. Before you dismiss that small copper coin, pause. Examine it. Ask questions. Learn. Because wealth does not always arrive in obvious packages. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight, waiting for someone curious enough to notice. Imagine this. You're standing in your kitchen, late at night. You empty your pocket onto the counter. A few quarters. A nickel. And a simple penny. You almost sweep it aside. After all, it's just 1 cent, right? But what if that single copper-colored coin could quietly be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? What if the ordinary 2015 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark sitting in your drawer right now is not ordinary at all? Stay with me, because today we're diving deep into the 2015 no mint mark Lincoln cent, a modern coin that most Americans overlook, yet one that has produced eye-opening coin errors and powerful auction results. And if you are between 30 and 65, living in the United States, thinking about how to sell old and rare coins, how to make money from coins, or how to turn pocket change into serious wealth, this video may completely change the way you look at your spare change. The 2015 Lincoln 1-cent coin, officially issued by the United States Mint, carries the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. On the reverse, we see the Union Shield design introduced in 2010, symbolizing national unity. When there is no mint mark, it means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And here is where many people make a costly mistake. They assume that because millions were made, none can be valuable. That assumption has cost collectors fortunes. Let me ask you something. How many times have you checked a 2015 penny for errors? How many have you spent without even a second glance? What if one of those coins had a dramatic error that collectors are actively hunting for right now? In the modern coin market, condition and error are everything. While standard circulated 2015 no mint mark pennies are worth face value, error coins are a completely different story. We are talking about off-center strikes where part of the design is missing but the date is visible. We are talking about dramatic double die errors where the lettering appears doubled. We are talking about broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks that look like lightning bolts across Lincoln's face, and even rare transitional or striking anomalies that ignite bidding wars online. Picture this. A 2015 no mint mark penny struck 15 to 20% off center, with a clear date, graded in high mint state condition by a top-tier grading service. That coin is no longer a penny. It becomes a collectible artifact. It becomes a conversation piece. It becomes an opportunity, and here is where excitement meets urgency. The modern error coin market has grown rapidly. Collectors love dramatic visual errors, especially on familiar coins like the Lincoln cent. When these coins appear at auction, especially in certified holders, competition can push prices far beyond what most people expect. In pristine mint state 67 or higher, even normal examples can sell for multiples of face value, but high-grade error coins? Those are where the real fireworks happen. Now pause for a second. If you found one tonight, would you know what to do? Or would you accidentally spend it on a cup of coffee? This is where fear becomes your ally. The fear of missing out. The fear of unknowingly giving away a valuable coin. Because the truth is simple. Valuable coins are not only hiding in old collections passed down from grandparents. They are in circulation. They are in jars. They are in glove compartments. They are in dresser drawers across America. Let's move into the second act of our story. Discovery. Imagine you begin searching your own coins. You separate every 2015 penny with no mint mark. You look closely under bright light. You tilt the coin. You check the words "In God We Trust." You examine liberty. You study the date. You inspect the shield lines on the reverse. And suddenly, you see something unusual. The letters look doubled. The rim seems incomplete. The design is slightly shifted. Your heart beats a little faster. Is this real? Could this be an authentic mint error? This is the moment when knowledge becomes power. Understanding how to sell old rare coins in the USA starts with understanding what you have. The first step is authentication. Professional grading companies evaluate condition and confirm whether the coin is a genuine mint error. Once certified, your coin enters a completely different financial category. It gains credibility. It gains marketability. It gains demand, and demand is the engine of value. Collectors in the United States actively search auction platforms and coin shows for certified modern errors in high grades. Auction houses and online marketplaces connect sellers to national audiences. So when viewers ask, how to sell old and rare coins, the answer is strategic. Authenticate. Grade. Research comparable auction sales. Then list through reputable auction platforms or work with established coin dealers who specialize in error coins. Let me ask you directly. How to make money from coins? Is it luck? No. It is awareness plus action. How to sell old rare coins in USA and its value in auction shop? It is preparation plus presentation. A certified 2015 no mint mark error coin with strong eye appeal can attract serious bidders who understand scarcity and condition rarity. And here's a quick pattern interrupt for you. If you still think pennies are worthless, ask yourself this: why do professional collectors spend hours under microscopes studying them? Nobody spends that kind of time on something worthless. Now we move into the third act. Transformation, from pocket change to potential thousands. From overlooked copper coin to auction spotlight. From uncertainty to informed action. You see, the 2015 no mint mark Lincoln cent represents something bigger than itself. It represents opportunity hiding in plain sight. It represents the possibility that wealth is not always inherited. Sometimes it is discovered. When you understand coin errors, you stop seeing pennies as 1 cent. You start seeing them as miniature works of art produced by massive industrial presses where even small mechanical variations create valuable rarities. A dramatic off-center strike with full date visibility can command strong premiums. A bold double die can electrify collectors. A high-grade certified example can stand out in population reports, driving competition among buyers. And here is the powerful connection back to the beginning. Remember that kitchen counter? That late-night pocket dump? The difference between spending that penny and submitting it for grading could be the difference between zero and a significant return. So ask yourself right now. How to sell old rare coins? How to sell coins the right way? How to make money from coins in a legal, ethical, and profitable way? The answer is education, patience, and decisive action. Research recent auction results. Study error types. Work only with trusted professionals. Protect your coins in proper holders. And never clean them. Yes, never clean them. Cleaning can destroy value instantly. The current market continues to reward high-grade certified error coins with strong visual appeal. Demand remains steady because collectors love modern coins they can relate to. The 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent is recent enough to feel familiar, yet old enough to have circulated widely, making dramatic errors genuinely scarce in top condition, and here is the inspirational truth. You do not need to be a millionaire to start. You need curiosity. You need awareness. You need the willingness to check your change tonight. What if the coin that changes your financial direction is already in your possession? What if the step from pocket change to a high-value auction result begins with simply paying attention? This is your moment. Search your jars. Check your drawers. Examine every 2015 Lincoln penny with no mint mark carefully. Use magnification. Compare examples. Learn the difference between damage and true mint error. And when you find something promising, act quickly and professionally, because opportunities do not announce themselves with flashing lights. Sometimes they look like a simple penny, and for those of you dreaming bigger, wondering how to build a lifestyle funded by smart coin collecting and strategic selling, remember this. Wealth often begins with one disciplined habit repeated consistently. Today it might be examining a penny. Tomorrow it might be building a small portfolio of certified error coins. What if I told you that an ordinary-looking 2021 coin with a tiny D mint mark could carry a hidden mistake that collectors are willing to pay serious money for? And here's the real question: how many of these coins have already slipped through your hands without you even noticing? Today we're talking about the 2021 D mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, struck at the legendary Denver Mint. Not an ancient coin. Not a century-old rarity. A modern coin. A coin that many people still overlook because it feels too new to be valuable. But history has shown us again and again that coin errors don't wait for age to create value. They create value instantly. Let's step into the story. Imagine a busy day at the Denver facility of the United States Mint. Machines are running fast, striking thousands upon thousands of pennies every hour. Each one carries the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been a symbol of American resilience for generations. On the reverse of the 2021 issue, you'll find the Union Shield design, representing unity and strength. But in that fast-paced production line, even the most advanced technology can make mistakes, and in the world of coin collecting, mistakes are gold. This is where Act 1 begins. Discovery, somewhere in America, maybe in a grocery store parking lot, maybe in a child's piggy bank, a 2021 D Lincoln cent with a striking error is quietly sitting. It might show a dramatic off-center strike. It might have a double die effect where the lettering appears shadowed. It might carry a die crack that looks like lightning across Lincoln's portrait. Or even a rare die clash mark that was never meant to be there. Most people would spend it without a second thought. But not you. Not anymore, because you're here for a reason. You want to know how to sell old rare coins. You want to understand how to make money from coins. You're asking the powerful question that separates casual spenders from smart collectors: could my pocket change turn into serious dollars? Now let's build the tension. The 2021 D penny was minted in the billions. Yes, billions. So why would any of them be worth more than face value? Because rarity is not about how many were made. It's about how many survived with a specific, verified error in high-grade condition. Think about it. Out of billions, how many have a bold, clearly visible double die? How many were struck off-center by 20% or more while still showing the full date? How many have been preserved in mint state condition without scratches, without circulation wear, without damage? Very few, and here's where fear enters the picture. What if one of these valuable error coins is sitting in your change jar right now, and you don't check? What if you roll it up and deposit it at the bank? What if you spend a coin worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, on a cup of coffee? It happens every single day. Now Act 2 begins. The awakening. Collectors across the United States are aggressively searching modern error coins. The market has evolved. Younger collectors are entering. Online auctions are more transparent than ever. When a certified 2021 Lincoln cent with a strong, dramatic mint error appears in top condition, bidding can climb fast. Why? Because demand is real, modern era coins have a unique appeal. They are affordable entry points for new collectors, yet rare enough in high grade to create competition. A bold off-center strike graded in mint state condition can command strong premiums. A dramatic double die confirmed by a respected grading service can bring in even more. The highest quality examples, especially those graded MS67 or above, can reach impressive current market highs when the error is visually undeniable, and here's the powerful shift. Instead of asking, "Is this penny worth anything?" you begin asking, "How do I verify if this is a valuable error? How do I sell old and rare coins in the USA for maximum value? How do I make sure I don't leave money on the table?" Let's talk strategy. First, you inspect your coins carefully under magnification. You look at the date, the mint mark, the lettering on Liberty, and "In God We Trust." You check for doubling, misalignment, cracks, cuts, or striking anomalies. You compare your coin to verified examples from trusted numismatic sources, then you think bigger. If you believe you have a genuine error coin, the next step is authentication and grading. Professional grading services encapsulate and assign a grade, giving buyers confidence. Confidence drives price. Certified coins consistently sell for stronger amounts than raw coins because buyers trust what they see. Now ask yourself, how to sell coins the right way. Do you walk into the first shop you see? Or do you research auction platforms where competitive bidding can push prices upward? Auction houses and online marketplaces have changed the game. When two determined collectors want the same rare error coin, emotion takes over. And emotion fuels bidding wars. This is where ordinary coins transform into extraordinary paydays. Picture this. A certified 2021 Lincoln cent with a bold, eye-catching mint error goes live in an online auction. Collectors across the country log in. Bids start modestly. Then climb. Then accelerate. In the final seconds, adrenaline kicks in. The hammer falls. The final number is far beyond 1 cent. That is the power of demand meeting rarity, and here's a pattern interrupt for you. When was the last time you checked your change before tossing it in a drawer? Be honest. Or are you the person who says, "It's just a penny"? That simple phrase has cost people serious money. Now Act 3. The opportunity. This is where everything connects. You are between 30 and 65 years old. You understand value. You've seen markets rise and fall. You know that opportunity favors the informed. The 2021 Mint Mark Lincoln cent represents something bigger than a coin. It represents awareness. From pocket change to millions is not a fantasy phrase. It's a mindset. It starts with education. It grows with discipline. It pays off with action. How to make money from coins. You learn what to look for. You protect what you find. You authenticate it. You choose the right selling platform. You create competition among buyers. You understand timing and market demand, how to sell old rare coins in USA and its value in auction shop. You approach reputable coin dealers for appraisals. You compare offers. You research recent auction results. You don't rush. You let the market reveal the true value. And when demand is high, you step forward confidently. The current market maximum dollar values for exceptional, certified modern era pennies show that collectors are willing to pay strong premiums for standout examples. The very best pieces, with dramatic visual errors and pristine condition, reach the highest tiers of market interest. That is not hype. That is supply and demand in action. But here's the urgency: the longer you wait to learn, the more coins pass through your hands unnoticed. The more opportunities slip away. Every week, new collectors enter the market. Every month, top examples get locked into private collections. Scarcity grows over time. So let me ask you directly. Are you ready to start checking your change differently? Are you ready to look at that 2021 penny not as 1 cent, but as potential? Are you ready to take control of how to sell coins strategically instead of guessing, because wealth is rarely built on luck? It is built on knowledge meeting opportunity. The 2021 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just a coin. It is a reminder that value hides in plain sight. It is proof that even in modern times, even in everyday circulation, the unexpected can happen. A small minting mistake can create a large financial opportunity.